All right. Hey, Phil, can you see my screen where it says Get Creative? Yes? Okay. Thank you, sir. I appreciate you. All right. So welcome, everybody, to Get Creative Hiring and Retention. It's affiliated a little bit with Career Plug, but I also just put some notes out there for you guys to run through. I wanted to make it a little bit more directed towards hiring and retention. Welcome. Real quick, typically I would do the code of care for the grounds guys, but today, since we are working on hiring and retention, I'm actually going to do our code of values. I'm going to pick one code of value from Neighborly, and that code of value that I'm picking today is treating others as we'd like to be treated. You're going to find that throughout my presentation as well, because I feel that in this time of need, and how we are currently as owners and within the business, that we need to take a step back and look how we are treating everyone around us, all of our employees, family members, and even ourselves. So with that, welcome. So Get Creative Hiring and Retention. Again, as I said, please feel free to add comments in the chat box, and we will move forward. All right, so hiring. So Career Plug, we understand that Career Plug is our main source for hiring. One thing I wanted to touch base with you guys and let you know, I have some statistics that I just got this morning from Career Plug, and we've had just since 2020, we've had over 11,000 applicants come out of our career page. Now, we've had more come from other pages, meaning LinkedIn, Indeed, but overall, our career page is being utilized immensely throughout this year, and meaning the career page is your guys' website. So it's to each of your websites that are being looked at, and employees are coming through that way. So continue to utilize Career Plug.
Recruiting and retaining employees.
All right, so I muted him. Just try to stay muted as we go through this, guys. So again, utilizing the whole system. We talk about this as coaches to all of you owners almost every single time we meet. That's utilizing the complete system of all the systems that we give you. Career Plug is just that. You want to utilize the system of Career Plug. It is our system. So as we look at this, right now is the application process. As you can see on the left-hand side, you can see where it says review, assessment, phone screen, interview, references, background, send offer, and hire. All of these need to be checkmarked. You need to walk through each and every single step with the applicants that you want to bring on. If you have an applicant that you do not like after they have applied and reviewed, you can come right over here and you can deactivate them right away and take them off your list. At any one of these steps, if they've taken the assessment and they got a 12 on the math out of 100, it's your choice and you can deactivate them. All you have to do is click the assessment and it's going to bring up the advance or deactivate. Advance is going to create a check mark, deactivates not, and it's going to put them in the inactivated, deactivated box, right? So we're no longer going to move forward with them. It's also going to ask you, if you're going to deactivate them, if you would like to send them an email. I am a strong component to this. You want to be able to communicate with everybody. You do not want to be known as that owner that does not communicate for a year after I applied. Do not do that. If you're going to deactivate somebody, please, I ask you to send them an email saying, thank you for interviewing, but this time we're going to move forward in the hiring process without you, or however it states. You can also change that, but please communicate with the people that are applying. It's called due diligence, and it's called treating others as you would like to be treated. All right, so utilize the system completely. Run through each and every applicant process. I'm not saying all the ones that are bad. If they're bad, right away, deactivate them, right? We don't need to go through this long, stringent process. if we find that they're not going to work within our system, right, within our business. So moving forward. All right, Career Plug, utilizing the complete system on the onboarding side. Here's a big thing. If you have Career Plug and you have a basic account, you will not be able to utilize the system at all. So just as a strong proponent on onboarding and utilizing the system correctly, I would suggest to each and every one of you, if you do not have a pro account for Career Plug, to please do so. You will not be able to send out to all 11 job boards. You will also not have the onboarding process. So please, please go to Career Plug and upgrade your account today. If you need help on upgrading your account and don't know where to find it, you go to your dashboard and it's going to be on the upper right-hand corner and it's going to say upgrade, and that's where you want to upgrade to pro. Okay, so all this onboarding process, everything within the applicant process as well, will also not be available. Okay, so again, please upgrade to pro. So looking at the onboarding process, we see right here on the left-hand side of what the actual details look like. And this is the settings, is just setting up the onboarding process. On the right-hand side, this is what the onboarding process looks for employees. After we've set up the process and after we have all of our forms identified, then you then send it to each and every employee to then complete the task. So for instance, on the left-hand side under forms, you see 4 forms. You see the federal I-9, you also see the tax form, TD1, if you have to utilize that, the federal W-4 form, and the U.S. state-specific forms if they have specific forms. Most businesses have multiple forms, not just 4. In fact, most of everybody has 10 or more forms that they want to have each and every employee fill out prior to starting. Okay, so set up your onboarding side, put in all of your employees. The way you put in all your employees is you have to follow, I'm going to go back. You have to actually hire them. This green check mark has to be check marked and hired for them to move on to the hiring process. So please utilize the systems, go through the whole thing, hire the applicant, and then go through the onboarding side. All right, moving forward. Culture, culture, culture. Hiring, this is it. Treating others as you want to be treated. Now, hiring part-time versus full-time, this is always a question, right? So for all those that are starting out or for all those that have been in business for a while, can you look for part-time help over full-time help? Absolutely. Listen, in this time of need that most businesses are in, and currently we're in a very different situation than normally. Normally, yes, at this part of the season, it's always typical that we always have a harder time finding employees and good employees and employees that want to stay with us, right? And that's typical. Every single year we find the exact same time with the exact same difficulty, which is right about this time. In fact, you know, the past few months, how everybody has been going through a difficult time, that's typical. But with COVID and with everything with the government giving unemployment benefits, it's been much more difficult. So this is a different season. So let's hope that this doesn't happen next year. But if it does, we need to understand what's going to happen, and we need to understand a few things of what's going to help us. Can we hire part-time versus full-time? Some people don't want to work full-time, right? So are we able to hire part-time? Look at those options and put that option out there for people as well. When you're putting something in Career Plug, put a maintenance team member as part-time, and then do it also a maintenance team member as full-time, and see what it brings, right? Put your expectations out there on the jobs. See if that helps, and it might. Number 3 is recruit from local colleges and fire halls. Listen, I've I know I've said it before, and I know a lot of other coaches have said it before, is local colleges all have agriculture departments. Listen, if you can get somebody who just graduated with their bachelor's degree, and that you can start them out at 30 or 35,000 or even 40,000, and maintain them for a year to 2 years because of your culture, that's going to be fantastic compared to sitting here and fighting over 10 or 15 employees that may not make it or may not show up the first day or may not show up to the interview, right? So we know that if can get somebody that has a degree that just graduated from a local college or a university with an agriculture degree, why not? Why not take that chance? Why not pay them $35,000 for their first year? Why not? You're going to get somebody that's responsible, that understands, that needs to show up on time, right? That's much, much stronger of a candidate. Fire halls. Any of you guys have firefighters? The funny thing is that most of you don't, which is shocking. And the reason why I say is shocking is because that's your part-time help. All you have to do is put it out to the captain or of the fire hall and see if they have any availability to put up a brochure and see if people want to come on part-time. Listen, they work 2 days, 3 days out of the week, and then the other days they're at home doing something else. Here in Waco, we have a moving company, and that moving company goes from they have like 4 fire halls that they have part-time help come constantly from all these firefighters for this large moving company in Waco. They're very successful, and every single one of their employees are part-time. Every single one of them. And they are very, very successful. So again, I think fire halls would be a very great opportunity to look for part-time help. Okay. And then ask the question, would you work for yourself? Here's the biggest thing is there's so many stressors right now on the owners. Take a step back and ask yourself, would you work for yourself? Take a step back and ask your spouse, would you work for yourself? You've got to take that time to understand, really, would you work for yourself? And if you would say no, or if somebody would say no to you, then why? What are we doing wrong? Do we need to change some things about me right now? Because if not, the culture is not going to be set right, period. So move forward and really look at yourself and determine, can you work for yourself? If so, fantastic. If not, why? And fix some things. Hire for attitude. You guys hear this as well. Hire for attitude. Anybody can be taught. Anybody can be taught how to ride a mower. We have several programs. We have Greenius that everybody should have, because Greenius is fantastic for safety, for all equipment that we have, for pruning. Listen, there's videos. It's hands-on videos with Greenius. This is a no-brainer. Every single one of our owners should have Greenius. We have Penn Foster. We have multiple other things and other vendors from PTN that will help us on training. You guys just have to do the due diligence and the education and go out and learn to see what those are. Ask your coaches. We're here for you. We're your first line of defense, and we are here for you. Hire on attitude is much. Let's be honest, hiring on a positive attitude compared to bringing somebody on with experience with a bad attitude, we want the positivity for our crews. We want the positivity for our business. We want the positivity for our clients, right? We do not want people to be upset, smoking on people's property, spitting on people's property. I've heard of recently somebody urinating in someone's property as an employee. Or drinking on the job, or falling off a mower, throwing rocks by weed eaters because we're careless. Listen, we don't want to have that. We want to have good centered people and positive people. So hire for attitude, because we can train people of what we want. We can truly work with great people and invest time in them to make them great people and great workers within the grounds guys. Communicate clearly and be in uniform when interviewing. Use the interview templates and career plugs and in the career plug. Take notes. That we have interview templates for both phone. We have interview templates for both the interview directly. Of course, some people like to interview on the computer now, which is just fine. But use the templates and take notes. Have a clear and nice presented office space or shop. Nobody wants to walk into filth. I do not want to walk into a shop or an office that is absolutely disgusting with a particle board table, desk, makeshift desk, maybe a hoarder's nightmare, just clutter everywhere. Why on earth would I walk in there and want to work for somebody that it's a disaster? Have your shop cleaned up. Have your office space cleaned up. Nobody will come in. They'll say, sure, I'll start tomorrow, and they'll no-show. There's a reason why they're no-showing. Now, it could be because of unemployment, right? Right now, we hear that a lot right now. But it also could be because of presentation. What about the trucks? What about every time you go and show them a truck when you're interviewing? Hey, let me walk you around and take you around to the shop and show you a truck and show you some equipment, right? And then you show them and they're disastrous, or they're broken up, or they're chipped and they're filthy dirty. Listen, nobody wants to work in that circumstance. So please take the time right now, not right this second, but within this weekend, and clean up your office space in your shop. Make it presentable. Make it grounds guys presentable. Listen, we don't just ask the people to go in uniform and to all be in the same uniform just because. It's there for a reason, right? It's there because we want to look above the line. We present ourselves above the line. So present yourself above the line. Have fun in the process. They can feel your smile and sincerity, and they truly can. Bless their heart, right? So they can definitely feel your smile and your sincerity. Listen, if you don't smile and you have a frown, turn that frown upside down and have a little fun in the process. Please don't go into an interview having a poor day and throwing, or as I would say, vomit all of that stress and all that negativity on them. Owner stress, please do not vomit that on your employees or even new people. Okay? Treat others like you would like to be treated. Again, I can't tell you guys that enough. Please treat others as you like to be treated. Love on people. Treat them with such respect, smile, and show them your sincerity. Show them what the grounds guys is all about. Culture, culture, culture. Moving on, retention. Retaining employees is more difficult than hiring new employees. And that's typical. If you disagree with me, that's fine. But in most cases, retaining employees is more difficult than hiring new employees. Work towards each employee's positives, not their negatives. Listen, I've had countless conversations of, well, they threw the lawnmower in a hole again after I told them 3 times. This person tried to run this mower and they're so slow, right? Listen, you're just sitting on their negatives. If you don't work on their negatives and really work towards their positives, they're going to be a better employee all around. They're going to be better employee on mental, physical, everything, right? Their timeliness, everything's going to be better if you work towards their positives. If they're afraid of a machine and they're afraid to tell you that, talk to them, communicate with them. Communication works, I promise, and work towards their positives. If they don't want to be on that big mower because they're afraid of it, let them be on the weed eater and blower and change their jobs up. Listen, if you have a person on the weed eater that is just terrible on the weed eater and blowing through the grass and ruining people's grass and throwing rocks, work towards their positives. Try to put them on a machine. try to move them into a different position. Now, that's not always going to work, but for this presentation, that's what we're going with. So, number 3, pay a $5 bonus for each lead or upsell they bring to the company. Why not? Propose something that's exciting. Propose something that they can gather some buy-in from you, right? Listen, $5 is nothing to us, to you guys as owners. $5, truly, for them to bring an upsell about an existing customer of bed maintenance or plants or trees or mulch or anything, and you present them with a $5 bonus for that, if it's each week or each pay period, however you want to do it, and give them cash. Give them cash for bringing their upsell or lead. Love on them and give them something. The buy-in's going to be that much better. All right, create a 90-day bonus system for all new employees. This can also work with existing employees. So ask yourself, what can you do for existing employees? Truly, what can you do for your existing employees? Put together a program for both new employees on a 90-day bonus structure and existing. Say, hey, for instance, if we don't have any equipment fail in the next 90 days, I would like to present each and every single one of you with $20 cash. Can we do it? Okay, well, if one piece of equipment goes down due to negligence on an employee, then that bonus goes away, or something within that spectrum, and work with it. A lot of people will say, listen, I'll work and I'll do a 90-day bonus system for equipment. Okay, 90 days. You have 3 strikes and it's completely gone. I'll start at $60 or $100 or whatever you start with, and just take it down. You know, when you're having issues with equipment or even customers. Say you have a rough customer and you have a crew that has had this rough customer consistently. Say, hey, you know what, guys? If you can win this customer over in the next 30 days, I'll give you each this. Right? So just entice them for some buy-in. And with the 90-day bonus system for new employees, it's already hard enough to find new employees and bring them in and have buy-in instantly, right? So with that, create a 90-day bonus system. Say, hey, if you stay with us for 90 days, here's what we're going to do for you, okay? And praise all your employees daily, no matter what. Always, always, always praise your employees, no matter if it's difficult, because once in a while it's going to be difficult. Right? Because you're going to have negative employees, or you're going to have employees that mess up a lot. But you want to praise your employees, and please do it daily. These people are the substance to our business. This is our foundation, is our employees, right? Everything comes from our employees, from the communication from one another, of creating our culture, of the owner talking to the employee, and all the other employees talking to other employees, as well as employees talking to clients. You really have to understand that the employees are our foundation. So please praise your employees daily. Lift them up. Meet with your team every quarter, every 3 months. I insist on this. Meet with everybody. Bring everybody together, have a barbecue, breakfast, tacos, burritos, whatever you want to do. Meet with them every 3 months. When meeting, provide food and training opportunities. Educate your people. Employees love to learn and to be recognized for their strengths to the company. And be open with cost of equipment. Bring transparency with employees, and that creates trust and a strong bond. For instance, I just had one of my owners tell me the other day, they had 2 pieces of equipment stolen from the trailer due to having one of the employees not locking it up. And it's going to now take the company's profits for the week, or possibly longer, depending on what type of equipment was stolen, right? For this piece, it was actually just a weed eater and blower. And I can't say just. It was a weed eater and a blower. So we know as owners that right there, those 2 pieces of equipment, to go buy those probably took maybe a couple weeks profit, maybe the week's profit, maybe just a couple jobs profit. But you really, really, really want to have some great transparency with those employees and say, hey, FYI, this is what those pieces of equipment cost. And this is now what the company is going to go through. It's going to go through a little bit of stress and turmoil because now it's taking up this much profit. And let them know that and understand that, right? So, and let them know, hey, I want to do great things with you guys. I want to spend more time with you. I want to be able to take you out bowling. I want to be able to take you out. I had an owner take out bowling before COVID. I had another one do paintball and do a big lunch. I've had other ones do family picnics. You guys come up with the creative to having fun in the process, right? But remember, be transparent with them. You don't have to tell them everything, right? We don't have to tell them all about our profits and really dive into it, but be transparent and just communicate. Be honest and really create the buy-in, because this is truly where your employees will buy into your company if you're honest and transparent with them. Okay. So make sure and educate your employees though. That's one of the biggest things is as you look overall employees. And if you look in all corporate America, most employees say it's not the money that's number one, right? It's the culture and how they're being recognized as number one. So educate your people, recognize them for their strengths of the company, right? Build them up, grow them, pour wisdom into them, love on them, treat them as you would like to be treated. Owners are not coaches, or excuse me, owners are not coaches. Owners are coaches. They're not players. So again, I'm going to do a football stance here. Or basketball stance or any kind of coach, right? Owners are the coaches. They're not players. So coaches do not play on the field. They teach, lift, motivate their players, correct? That's what coaches do. So that's what we as owners should do. Yes, as an owner, you may have to work out in the field once in a while, or you may be working out in the field a lot more than once in a while. I suggest you try to get off of that truck and put people in there, right? So you can be the head coach, not just a sideline coach or a quarterback coach, right? Because if we're working in the truck on a daily basis, we're more like a linesman coach or a quarterback coach. It doesn't feel like we're necessarily the head coach. So again, just put yourself in that understanding as an owner that you are the coach. You're not a player. Don't put yourself down at that line and level as other players or other employees. Always keep that consistency as an owner above the line. And number 12, educate yourself on how your employees are motivated. How are your employees motivated? What is their appreciation for the company? What's their buy-in? Educate yourself on who works better with one another. So what employees, John doesn't like Michael, but Michael works really well with Eric. So we're going to put those two together. Focus on your employees and understand who works better with one another. So that culture is much better, right? Sustain that. Educate yourself on what makes your business best for the culture. The culture and the buy-in is crucial. It's key. And yes, we have great culture and we have great buy-in with the grounds guys. But this is how it is in life. It doesn't matter if it's your business. It's also your personal relationships, right? Educate yourself on your personal relationships. Educate yourself on how to treat one another. Educate yourself on truly understanding what makes you a good person, right? And then number 15 is educate yourself on every day on your business. Don't forget who the owner is and maintain that moving forward. And then that is it. So the one thing I really wanted to touch on is really understand your hiring process and really look at your retention process. Moving forward, as the coaches, we're going to get together and we're going to make you guys more of a hiring and retention packet, I guess kind of a process. And we're going to start working on that in the next few weeks as coaches. And I'm going to come up with something And then we're going to work on it as coaches to devise the best plan. We're then going to bring it to a few owners to see what they think and get some feedback as well. So again, we will have something in process for you to where you can actually have something in hand as owners. Just kind of like this as reminders, as helpful hints to make sure you're moving forward correctly and to make sure you don't forget about the foundation of your business. Okay. All right. So I'm going to go to the question. Andre has one question. What about those new franchisees without an office or shop? Are you okay with the coffee shop initial meeting? Absolutely. Absolutely. You don't want to go to a bar, right? Don't do that. Coffee shop? Absolutely. Andre, yes. That's appropriate. 100%. I feel that coffee shops are clean. They're a centralized area typically. And yes, 100%. Even if you go to a small restaurant or cafe, something like that, I think that would still be appropriate. Absolutely. 100%. He said no. Oh, probably at the bar thing. No. Yeah. Don't be interviewing in a bar. That's not appropriate. Any other questions or concerns out there? It's 5 o'clock somewhere. That's right. Oh, bless your heart. I know she's laughing right now. I love it. All right. Well, with that being said, I know it's quick. If you guys have questions, feel free to reach out to your coaches. Please do. Listen, culture is so hard and buy-in is so hard. We're going 100 miles a minute. So understand we're here to help you guys out. I say we are going, you as owners, your wheels are constantly spinning. And you guys have a lot of areas you're looking at. So please reach out to your coach and let us do our job and help you guys get you back on track, get you really well focused, and get you working towards your culture and your buy-in from your employee stance. Okay, because this is what's going to help you develop your foundation and keep great employees. Okay, I really insist on that. And with that being said, I am all done. You guys have a wonderful weekend. Thanks for stopping by. It filled up quite nicely. And if you guys would like a presentation, my presentation, let me know. I can email it to you as well. But again, like I said, we're going to put something together for you guys as coaches for recruiting, retention, and maybe some hiring practices as well. So thanks a bunch. Take care of you guys. And we'll talk to you on the other side.